Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. Hopefully, everybody had a good weekend. Sorry about not getting a video out on Friday. I was busy. That happens. This is why we can't rely completely on humans for our financial decisions, if you will. Sometimes we need to make sure we have the algorithms to do that for us. So I don't expect a big week because it's a short week. For one, we have Thanksgiving, so I don't know if we'll have a lot of movement. It could feel like Lotto week, where it's just a lot of whipsawing, and which means just bouncing from one range to the next, but not really breaking any new highs. Um, so it might be a good idea to maybe hedge and also have like a backup plan and whatnot if things go sour. So it's we got some new update to the Wave FX. You guys don't have it. Just DM me and I can do a trial for you guys so you can check it out. But basically, it gives a little more information on how this thing works, or what it's seeing in the price and whatnot. So it's cool now because it actually tells you what your mean is, which is your where the mean reversion is, where price needs to get to see a bigger reaction, if it's bearish or bullish, right? So in this case, this would be a bullish or a bearish situation. So if it breaks below the 469.34, the 469 in general, that would be a bearish situation. The other thing it does is it shows volatility. So on a lower time frame, you can see there's not a lot of volume, but on the higher time frame, there's more accumulation happening with that volume. So it's showing a little bit more volatility, right? So I would say anything over 60, we're going to see more action from those candles from that price. All right, so we already kind of know where we stand with SPY. SPY needs to get over, or okay, so we're doing things a little differently too. Instead of saying support and resistance, right? And I'm already telling my group this, we're going to say price evaluation. That's just bear with me on this, right? It's like I'm telling you guys all this information that you learned and everything, and like support and resistance trends and whatnot, and now I'm saying you can't use it anymore. That's not what I'm saying. But I want you to cognitively look at this new way of saying things to help you without just making it more like a red light, green light scenario. Okay, so we're going to say a price evaluation, right? They're going to evaluate the price at 471. If that evaluation fails, then they're going to drop down to another price and reevaluate it again. Sometimes it has to do with a high implied volatility, right? So they're trying to lower the price to balance the volatility, which will bring in a safer position, right? So basically, market makers are buying the spread, so they are looking for a safer entry of that's going to pay off it, right? So we're not going to say support and resistance anymore. If you guys catch me saying it, hey, let me know. Let me know. Maybe I'll hook you up with a free indicator or something. If you catch it on the video, I'll hook you up with a free indicator. All right. So back to SPY. So it's evaluating 471. Okay, 471.65. That's the levels we're looking at. The next evaluation for this would obviously be 480, right? I know that's a big jump up, but if this is where they're really trying to evaluate a new area, it would be 480. Okay. So if we cannot get through this evaluation at 471 this week, it doesn't mean we can't get to 480. It just might mean that we need to try another evaluated area on a lower price, right? So this is where these means come in handy here. You can look at the 469, 434. Those two break down. Then you can look at maybe the 462 evaluated or the 465 evaluated areas. Okay, see, it's a different way to say things instead of just like putting up these traps in our mind, saying, "Oh no, it broke this price at this, the S word, right?" Or resistance, right? If we say it that way, we're like putting too much pressure on our trades. These trades have to grow. The price grows, right? It doesn't just go straight up and straight down. There's consolidation. We don't know how long this consolidation could be. It could be, 10 minutes. It could be 10 years. But what we do know is that they are going to look for new evaluated areas, and we're using a simulated algorithm that can do that for us, right? That can show new evaluated areas. Right. So, and if you break down the word E value and then weighted, right, it makes complete sense and we should be using it more. So, the other thing I'm trying to work on is instead of saying overbought and oversold, is undervalued or overvalued, right? But we'll get to that later on. So, that's what I got for SPY. Sorry for the ramble. Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla, I was looking at, is maybe trying to test the 1200 or the 1300 range. So I think if that would be a very bullish move on Tesla if it wants to do this before Thanksgiving, right? Because I think by Wednesday everything's going to be shutting down. It's going to be getting real slow. There's not going to be a lot of activity. So you might see maybe Monday and Tuesday, today and tomorrow, as the only good days to trade. All right, so we have a couple areas here, and we're looking here on our mean again. We're currently at 1137, 1137, however you want to say it. This mean is telling us that we need to get above this 1145 to evaluate a new area, which is probably going to be that 1200 range, right? And this is telling us here if it goes below to 1121, then we're going to evaluate probably the bigger mean reversion at 1050 or 1070. So it's pushing for the 12. Let's say 1280. It's pushing for the 1280. We can say 1300. But the first thing we need to do is get above 1145. We get above that, then you can look at those 1300 calls. Then that's when you get into calls, guys. You don't get into calls at this current moment. The whole buy the dip scenario is it's more for shares. It's more if you're playing equity, right? Options, it's more about the implied volatility and historic volatility, which we both want to be low. We don't want to pay high on those. So when it comes to Tesla, you want to check those as well before you get into those calls or shorts, however you play it. All right, so PayPal was actually discussed in Royal server last night, and this is how I break them down, right? And I just use the algorithms, and I look at different ranges of where price, has been tested on different evaluated levels. So these are the levels that I came up with, right? And this is all from the algorithms. Maybe I'll do a class on how I get all these levels here, but this is what I have. So again, here's your buy the dip scenario, right? The price is currently down all the way down here at 193.54. Okay. Well, we see a level that broke past was 195.65. Now I'm seeing on my mean here as well as 195.6 is what we need to get over, which would actually correlate with this line as well. So I like that. That's pretty strong actually. But I do see there's that resistance at 196.87. So those are two levels. Let me get my guy down here. So it's actually on the price a little bit more. So yeah, 196.87, somewhere around there. I actually think that's a safer area to get into an entry. Because what happens if we get past this level here, right, and it holds, but then it can't break that 196.57 and it goes down, and this is the new evaluated area. So really you could look at these areas as evaluated areas, right, where they're doing an evaluation at this price range, okay, this 190 zone, the 198 whatever price range. And then if it can get past that, a new evaluation would be 200. So that's what I look for if I'm going to play a longer out play. And that's where I kind of see if we can get above that, we can play these 208s, and then we can look into maybe like 230 calls and the 220s, 230s, something like that. So now let's see if we have anything that's holding. So right now we're bearish, right? And we have a level here that we can also look at, 193.87. So if we get below this 193.87, we're going to evaluate even lower down to the 180s. All right, so that's something to watch for. If this does not hold as this evaluated area, the next level would be 180. Okay, the 180 evaluation, which is it's already undervalued, right? For whatever reason. So that's not my job, right? That's some analyst's job to figure that out. But all I can see is at the current level it's at right now, seems the safer area to buy in compared to, up at 200 where people got murked, right? That's where it started selling actually. When it was trying to get in that 200, that's when they started selling it. So that's why I have levels for PayPal. Facebook, we're in these. We're in these, boys. And one of the guys in my group killed it. He bought a 90 cents call. I think it was a Lotto, and it went up to 650. Actually went to 680. But I mean, that's easy money for his Friday, right? He made more than what some people make in a whole week off that one play. So we do also trade. I mean, yes, we do have algorithms, but my group also does trade. That's why I built the algorithms. So don't get it mistaken. I appreciate the people complimenting and say, "Hey, these are great algorithms," but we're also traders too. So looking at the bands, we're looking at a squeeze happening, right? And these squeezes can get really interesting, especially when it's squeezing like the variance here, where all these price evaluated areas are all kind of colliding into one junction, right? And that's that 350 zone. And I think if we can break past the 350, that's when we're going to see a massive breakout. So I'm holding. I got longer out calls for Facebook, and this will just be a hold over the holidays and whatnot, unless we start rejecting really bad. My cutoff spot would be probably 336, even though it says 335 here, 336. I mean, I'm going to be losing too much money at that point. So, um, we'll be watching Facebook today, and just making sure it's staying healthy. So we have these levels here. 346.57 is what it needs to get above. We do that, I think we're going to get to the 350s no problem. It also shows a 345.87. That's another level that it needs to get above. I don't see anything bullish at the moment, and we're about 32% of volatility. So that's pretty good, actually. We don't want a lot of volatility in the morning, right? Because that means we could have a bigger sell-off on the open. So low volatility is always good in the mornings, and that's usually what you see. Okay, so then we're going to take a look at Bitcoin real quick. And Bitcoin has been suffering a little bit. It's not as strong as people were thinking it was going to be when it hit the 58,000. It's been rejecting off and on. One guy in my group nailed the bottom, which is Obviously, we don't buy what we call out sometimes because it could go lower. We want to make sure it's a real bounce. But if you did, he called it at 55 something. He was off $100. So if you did buy exactly when he said so, you would have made profit off that. But you do see it did fade, and it went back down. So we want to make sure that Bitcoin's healthy, and right now it's showing bearish. So to be bullish, we need to get over, I would say, 57.7, right? So 57,700. We do that, then we might get into the 61,000s, but we're kind of running into a little bit of a resistance right now. But our evaluated area here is 56,000 and 57,000. Once we get there, then we can go into the 61,000, 64,000 zone. So this could be a bear winner, it could be a bull winner. Not sure yet, right? It really depends on how you look at it. A lot of people would say, well, this is a very bullish for crypto to be at this price, right? It just depends how you look at it. So those are the levels that we need to watch for. If we do get, below this, I would love to see what happens here at this 57,300 right now, 374. When it breaks that, I'd love to see what happens. But those are my levels right there, and you guys can just write those down. And like I said, 62,000, maybe that's what it'll try to go for again and reevaluate, and then maybe we'll try 70,000 sometime. I don't know when, and it honestly, it looks like it could be pretty slow. So, diversify your portfolio. Don't always just put it in one thing, right? Spread out, spread the wealth. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about. Is there Disney? I mean, Disney's kind of doing what PayPal's doing, right? They did get a little buy-in this morning, which is good. So 153.89 is showing for if it goes below that, then it's going to go lower. You can definitely see it's been in a downtrend. Oh, I said downtrend. I'm trying not to say downtrend either. What I'm trying to say is the price is weakening, right? If the price was strong, the price would be going up. But the price is weak, so it's going down, right? It's underweighted. Okay, so they're looking for a cheaper contract, basically. When the price is already undervalued like it is, they're looking for a cheaper contract, or there's something just wrong with the company and nobody really wants to mess with it right now. And I'm talking about investors. Okay, so investors aren't interested in the current price area, or they're just not interested in the company in itself. So they're either looking for a cheaper level to buy into again, or they just don't want anything to do with the company. Hopefully that makes sense. So we see a little weakness with Disney, and I would say we might gather a little more attention if we can get over. I would say if we could stay over 155, that would give us a better push to the 170 range. So if you're looking for 170 calls, over 155 is a pretty good chance. We can see it bounce on the 2-minute. It bounced here at 152.95, and we show resistance at that one. Oh, I said it again. At 155.80, right? This price evaluated area failed. So if 155 passes, then we're going to move up to the 170 calls, right? So don't play until you're above 155, 156. Goodness gracious, man. Breaking my own rules here. As always, guys, please like, share, and subscribe. You know how the YouTube algorithms work. I do notice that there's a lot of new metaverse content, and I noticed that there's a lot of Omni titles on it. So, hey, maybe we'll get thrown into the mix with the algorithms and we'll get a boost of views. Which, hey, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing because they're getting to see what we're representing here at the Omni Tech. and these algos that we provided to you guys. So, yeah, check us out. Go ahead and hit the subscribe. You click about, and you'll see our links. You'll see our Discord link. That's also in the description, and also our website if you're ready to purchase these algorithms. They're super cheap, and I might even throw a Black Friday in on Friday. So pay attention to that as well. I might do a discount. Also, TradingView is like spamming it now. They're doing their Black Friday annual event. I highly recommend getting into it. It's super cheap. You usually spend almost $60 a month for your premium, and now they're gonna only charge you $287 for the whole year for premium. Guys, it's worth it. It's worth it if you trade a lot. I had a question this morning though. Someone was saying, "Hey, do you need a paid account to use the algorithms on TradingView?" The answer is you don't. You can actually use the algorithms on TradingView for free. The thing is, right? The caveat is, for one, they're going to get you on delayed stuff, right? So they're going to delay your data. So you're going to have delayed data for the stock market. It won't be affected by crypto though. So you have no delayed data on crypto. You will see a lot of advertising on the left corner of your chart screen. So that might be annoying, especially if you're on a mobile, right? They're not going to allow you a lot of customization. They're not going to allow you a lot of different time frame customizations like we have up here with all these intervals. They're not going to allow you a lot of alerts. They're not going to allow you a lot of chart room, right? So I could move my charts all the way up here to 8, which would be absurd on this small laptop. But you see my point. They're only going to allow you, I believe, like 1 and 2. I don't even know if they give you 3. Okay, these guys are real sticklers when it comes to this. And what they did though in their craftiness is you can purchase. So you have to purchase stock data, right? So NYSE, ARCA, NASDAQ, they cost $2 a month. However, the caveat is you also need to be subscribed. That's how they get you. And you can pay the basic one, which I think is like $15, or you can pay the I think the pro or something. I think it's like more like 20 or 30, somewhere around there. And then of course the premium. So that's how they get you. So yes, you can use the algorithms for free, but you will see delayed data. And you guys that are already using the algorithms on TradingView and you're playing stocks and options, make sure that you're not using delayed data. Okay? Make sure that you did purchase those other subscriptions that I just talked about. If any new updates happen in the market, I will definitely let you guys know. I'm on Royal's server on his voice channel. I go on there and chat it up. If I see anything I like, I'll alert the group. I do a little education here and there. And that's it. That's all I got for today. All right, you guys be safe out there. And I will see you Wednesday. Friday, I will not be doing a video. So I will see you Wednesday, though. All right. Peace.